This is 5.5, day 3, focusing on the last 3 sets of formulas for chapter 5. You want to check your gold sheet for the first one. Sum to product formula. The next one is product to sum. And then the third one is power reduced. Make sure you can find those on your gold sheet. So the first two we're going to start with are sum to product and product to sum. They're on these slides. I'm not going to give you enough time to write them all down. You can copy if you want to, put them in your notes if you choose. So here's what they look like. You have a sign plus another sign. You can rewrite it to a product, so it looks like this right-hand side. Same thing goes if you have the sign minus another sign function. You would rewrite it to this right-hand side. Make sure you watch what is the U and what is the V. And then the last two are when you have a cosine of U plus the cosine of V, or the cosine of U minus the cosine of V. So make sure you can find that on your gold sheet. If you want to write them in your notes, you're welcome to do so, or if you don't, your choice. All right, this slide is now the product to sum. So if your sine times another sine function, you can rewrite it as such in the black. And then cosine of U, cosine of V, sine of U, cosine of V, cosine of U, sine of V. So there's another 4 formulas. So now let's go ahead and practice those. So here's our first example. Use the product to sum formulas to write this as a sum or a difference as a product. So here's what we give you. So go ahead and write down the given. The cosine of 120 degrees plus the cosine of 30 degrees. I want you to go find the appropriate formula on your gold sheet. And I have it hidden here in the green box. See if you can find it on your gold sheet. After you write down the given, the cosine of 120 degrees plus the cosine of 30 degrees.
Cosine of U plus cosine of V.
Cosine of U plus cosine of V, yes. And then the right-hand side is pretty lengthy. Does it look like that on your formula sheet? So we need to identify 2 pieces. The U and the V now to substitute in. So what's my U value? 120 degrees. So that's going to go right here and right there in my formula. What's my V then? What's the V value? 30. So now we just substitute 30 in to the V's place. And then the rest is just simplifying it. And then we leave these in pretty easy simplification too. So it's going to be a lot easier than what you might see with the double angles and the half angles that we worked with.
So you're saying this is easier?
Much easier,
Oh,
yeah. That's why we're starting on the review today too. It's a pretty easy assignment. So 2 cosine of, and then cosine of, and then what's going to go in those 2 places? Yep, 120 plus 30 and 120 minus 30. Yep. 120 degrees, 120 degrees, and then plus 30 degrees, minus 30 degrees. And then all we do is just simplify those fractions and we're done. So in the first fraction, 120 degrees plus 30 degrees is 150 degrees. Divide by 2 is 75. So 2 cosine of 75 degrees times 120 degrees minus 30 degrees is 90 degrees. Divide by 2, 45. And we just leave it alone. That's it. How far? Save the best for last this time. All right, next question. Very similar to the one we just did. Go out and find it on your formula sheet, the appropriate formula that goes with the sine of 7x minus the sine of 3x. And then again, in the green box is the appropriate formula. I want you to make sure you know where to find these on the formula sheet. You are able to use these on your test for Tuesday. Sine u minus sine b, yep. Sine u minus sine b equals 2 cosine of u plus v over 2, and then times sine of u minus v over 2. So what's our u now? What's the u? 7x, yep. So we're going to substitute it into here, and here. And what's the b? 3x. So we'll substitute it into there and there. Now we just simplify those parentheses and we're done. So what's going to go in for the u plus the v?
10.
So 7x, and then plus 3x and minus 3x. And now let's simplify. 7x plus 3x is 10x, divided by 2 is 5x. And then 7x minus 3x is 4x, divided by 2 is 2x. All right. So we have 2 cosine of, we said 7x plus 3x is 10x, divided by 2, 5x. 7x minus 3x is 4x, divided by 2 is 4x. And we are done.
2x.
Oh, thank you, 2x, yes. 4x divided by 2x is 2x. Yeah. Okay, last problem. Now we're going to do a new set of formulas. Product to sum formulas. So we have 2 trig functions that are multiplied together. Go out and find the appropriate formula. Did you find it? Sine u, sine v. Yep. Sine u, sine v looks like this. 1/2 times the quantity of cosine of u minus v minus the cosine of u plus v. So what's our u this time? What's the u? X plus y. Yep. This is my u. It's going to go into here and here. What's my v? X minus y. And it's going to go into there and there. A little bit more simplified we have to do this time because it's not just a straight, 120 degrees anymore. We have some variables going on there. So let's go ahead and substitute it into the black part of that formula. So 1/2 the cosine minus the cosine. All right. So in the blue is your u. So we have x plus y and x plus y. And then in the red, we subtract and add. simplify. Inside both of those parentheses, we have some simplifying to do. What should we do with this first red parentheses right here? What should we do with that? I wouldn't cancel yet. I would show the work of the distributive property, throwing that negative through to the parentheses. So we're going to distribute this negative through here and there. That'll change the signs. The second set of cosines, we don't have to worry about that. There's no negative going on. So we have now the cosine of x plus y minus x plus y. We distributed that negative through. And then minus. And with this one, we can just drop the parentheses, in those double parentheses. So x plus y plus x minus y. All right, let's see what simplifies within those parentheses. What simplifies in the first parentheses? Anything cancel? The x's cancel, yep. And then over here, anything cancel in the second parentheses? The y's. And then we have some like terms. Y plus y is 2y. And then x plus x is 2x. And we're done. Yep. And last hour I chose to skip it because they kind of were really getting it. Do you agree? You want to skip? Okay. So, in the blue is what you're going to do today. In the red is what you're going to do on Monday. And that'll prepare you for Tuesday's test.